regard, defamation cases as maybe the most important or the most profound cases there are, because we only get one reputation, and you don't get a second chance once it's destroyed. To have your reputation destroyed is really to ruin everything about you. It ruins you, it ruins your family's view of you, it ruins your neighbor's view of you. You go to a party, you don't know who's looking at you sideways because they heard, you're a this or you're a that. It is an extraordinarily difficult thing to live with. And for that reason, when we represent defamation clients, it really is the most profound type case we could be handling.
Welcome to the JAKIB Halftime Show presented by Bucchetto & Lentz. I'm Devan Kaney, joined by Marc Farzetta here at Ocean Casino Resort in the Sportsbook. During Super Bowl 57, Marc Farzetta, the Eagles lead the Chiefs 24-14 at half. Your initial thoughts?
My initial thoughts are the Eagles are doing exactly what they needed to do in this football game, which is, for the most part, play great defense and also make sure you're keeping Patrick Mahomes off the football field. But first, let me say this. Jalen Hurts showed on that response drive that he had after he did fumble the football. He made the mistake, showed why so many people have just fallen head over heels in love with this guy throughout the regular season, and that is he bounces back. He keeps the main thing, and he could not have had a better response. Shane Steichen and Nick Sirianni could not have asked him to do more on that particular drive than what he did for his football team, putting it back out in front. So impressed with Jalen Hurts, so impressed with his defense. When you look at the time of possession as well, it's the biggest story of this game so far. Right now, the Eagles, more or less, 22 minutes of possession compared to only 8 of the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah, it is. They are doing what we wanted them to do, aside from that one fumble that the Chiefs did run in for a touchdown. We are joined now by John McMullen, live from Arizona. John, to start us off, I know that we had a few just minor, I don't even call them injuries. Miles Sanders looks a bit banged up really early in the game. Devontae Smith limped off. Patrick Mahomes, though, did look pretty banged up. That ankle was grabbed on his last possession. Any updates on those?
Well, I think the biggest one, Devin, is Patrick Mahomes, because obviously with Kansas City down 24-14, he limped off, and he limped off pretty gingerly. Chad Henne was warming up. Obviously, they weren't able to get the football back in the first half, but we're going to keep an eye on that very closely, because the Chiefs are lucky to be as close as they are after that first half. And if they don't have Patrick Mahomes, they don't have a shot in the second half. So it was a really impressive performance by the Philadelphia offense. 270 yards. And remember, they took away that potential 35-yard catch by Devontae Smith. So they could be on a pace for 600 yards. Steve Spagnuolo had absolutely no answers for the Eagles offense defensively. And the Eagles are 30 minutes away from winning the Super Bowl, playing nobody, guys, because they turned somebody's into nobody.
John, I got to ask you this. Andy Reid deciding to kick the field goal. They ended up doinking it off the post, obviously, in that. They were cooking the Eagles' defense on that drive. At all surprised or disagree with Andy Reid's decision to kick the field goal in that situation?
Yeah, the one bad part of the first half for the Eagles was the fumble return for a touchdown by Nick Bolton. Very uncharacteristic of Jalen Hurts. But the Eagles responded with that big drive. The key to that drive was twice on fourth down. Nick Sirianni had the aggressiveness, 4th and 5. He called the quarterback draw, 4th and 2. He drew Derek Nandi offsides, the Eagles offense. It puts, and I put this in, I've been talking about this. Andy Reid has a propensity to play it safe, whereas nobody goes for it more on fourth down on the plus side of the field than the Eagles. To me, it was going to be a big difference in the game, and we saw it right there. That drive, that answer when it was 14-14, really turned the tide of this game, and it was about the fourth down conversions.
Hopefully, the outcome of the game is positive in this second half. John McMullen, you'll be joining us again on the Pound the Hockey postgame show to update us on what's going on in Arizona and break down everything that happens in the second half of this game. For now, we're going to let everyone go and watch Rihanna perform in the halftime show. Thank you for tuning in. And also, if you like my bling, check out Marc's Jewelers, guys. There's no better place to buy gifts for your significant other than Marc's. So go. Valentine's Day is this week. If you haven't gotten anything, Marc's has your back. Check it out. And thanks for tuning in.
Regard, defamation cases as maybe the most important or the most profound cases there are, because we only get one reputation, and you don't get a second chance once it's destroyed. To have your reputation destroyed is really to ruin everything about you. It ruins you, it ruins your family's view of you, it ruins your neighbor's view of you. You go to a party, you don't know who's looking at you sideways because they heard, you're a this or you're a that. It is an extraordinarily difficult thing to live with. And for that reason, when we represent defamation clients, it really is the most profound type case we could be handling.